Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. This video is for Aislad in Maryland. Okay, Aislad, so forgotten car. I've done a lot of work, but this was the last thing to do, really. And I don't really see any other issues with it except for the suspension situation up front. So I finally got all the parts and I finally started working on it because I had some other cars that I had to deal with before yours. I had this one right here and this one right there, plus 3 or 4 others I went through. There is another car further down the street. It's just sits like out of there. Well, doesn't matter. But so I had my schedule on this one, so my schedule went through, and now I finally got back to working on it. I got my spot here. So let's see what we got here. I'm doing the springs. I'm doing ball joints. I'm doing lower control arm bushings. I decided to do bushings because control arms are quite expensive and there's nothing really in them. Metal is metal. Yours were fine, so I decided to go with polyurethane bushings versus regulars. Limforder ball joints and Bilstein springs, because you already have Bilstein shocks, so that should be a decent combination. Okay, so here is the Bilstein springs that I got by part number that was provided by EPC. So this is your original spring. This one isn't cracked yet, but you see always they go at the bottom because that's where water stays, and this is where they rot out. On the other side it is cracked, so that's why we're replacing springs, but you do want to replace obviously both springs at once, so it's even, left and right, not one at a time. You need one of these things, the spring compressor, well, obviously some tools. I was gonna show you. Oh, I got it right here. All right, so at the same time I'm gonna like I said, I was gonna do ball joint. This is the ball joint that I got. It says made in Germany, but whatever. This is the old ball joint. Okay, so the old ball joint, all of these parts seem to be original because they all have Mercedes part numbers and Mercedes stamps. And the ball joint, it's not totally broken yet, but since doing this job, obviously it's good to do because you can see it's split, so it's not long before it actually would fail. So might as well to do it now, and that's what we're doing. That's what I just did on this side. I changed the ball joint, and let me show you. I just keep old parts because at the end I look at the boxes and I look at old parts and it just comes up from my memory what was done. Let's put the lights on. All right, so the lower control arm, those are polyurethane bushings. And as you can see, this one is in there. It has some silicone you got to put on them, like some lubricant. And the front one is there as well. So as you can see, this is how they look. This is the spring, right exactly at the point. So this is Bilstein spring right here. Sway bar links were replaced last year. And here's the new ball joint right here. So this side is fine, is done. The upper control arm looks okay. There's a little bit of a splitting, but nothing. There's a little bit of splitting. I haven't seen this before, but that's not critical yet. I mean, usually they split after a year in service and then they last for some time. Right, so this is fine. So like I said, you have this Bilstein yellows, and that was with the car, so it is what it is. We'll leave those for now. Bolts are not tight because I do want to put the car on ramps and then tighten the bolts. That's also what I do because many mechanics tighten bolts when suspension is released, and then once you put the car back on the ground, suspension compresses and there's extra stress on the mount. Not the bushing, because now it twists because it's tight, so that's not a good thing. So I tighten these things when the car is on ramps. That's what I do. Let's take a look at old bushings here. So bushings, I mean, there's a special tool to remove them, but I just take them out without. There is a way to do it. So these are the front ones. All right, so the front ones, they seem original, all right. And let's see if I can see any part numbers. Yeah, this is original Mercedes. Here is the logo. 124 part number. I guess, I mean, you know, this is 140 chassis, so I don't know. So that's that. Now on this bushing, it has original Mercedes stamp right there. It's made by it, but it was made by Phoebe. Back in the days, I'm sure Phoebe made parts for Mercedes. Now, one thing that I should say is I have not seen any fluid coming out from this rear bushing, because this is supposed to be hydraulic filled one, and it's supposed to be filled with fluid. I had to butcher it a little bit to get it out, but no fluid was present. So either, most likely, fluid just leaked out, because it's a genuine Mercedes part. You see the logo right there, 140 part number. So yeah, that should have fluid in it, and it was long gone. And yeah, so this is bad. Now these are the bushings I'm putting in. These are pulley retained. This is solid, and yeah, there's going to be a little harsher ride, but you never have to really deal with them anymore. It's a job and a half. You don't want to really deal with it. This is how they look. So this is good stuff. I actually have it in one of my cars, and it's been years, and I just don't even think about them, because the hydraulically filled bushings, fluid, you know, they have obviously rupture and fluid leaks out. Then you have the shimmy, the steering will shake, like it's all this nonsense. So that's why I would rather have a little harsher ride, more feedback into steering, versus changing bushings every year. So 2 years, 3 years, whatever, no good. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So I showed you the spring, ball joint, bushings. This is on the driver's side. On the passenger, this is on the passenger side. On the driver's side, we also have a tie rod to replace, because it has splits in rubbers on the tie rod on that side. Let's see here's some parts. Here's a tie rod. This is also in Forder, and it says made in Germany, so hopefully it is, because I don't trust parts no more. I don't. It's like nowadays they can tell you it's made in Germany and this and that, but then on the part itself sometimes you find a stamp saying made in China. So how is it possible that the box may be made in Germany? Okay, but the parts, you know, that's nowadays parts. What are you gonna do? Oh, so far so good. I don't see made in China anywhere. Maybe it is made in Germany, I don't know. Well, that would be good. I'm changing the whole thing, because usually the centerpiece freezes and you won't be able to move it, to realign it. So I don't change the ends, change the whole arm. So this is a second ball joint. And the spring for the other side. Today it's already late, so I'm gonna have to wrap it all up. Have to put climate controls and everything back together, and radio. So yeah, this is all for now, and I'll just do the other side. I'm not gonna make a video about it. It's gonna basically be the same exact thing, just the car's risen off the floor. I got the jack, I got jack stands, and I have a jack stand on this side so I can turn the wheel. So next is this side, and yeah, we should be ready to go, man. Finally we should be ready to go. All right, so this is all. This is Victor at HistoriaMercedes.com, and thank you for watching.